Good morning. Welcome to Goodwill Commodities. In this presentation, we are going to see how we can trade in Mcx crude oil today. Before looking into that, let us see what happened yesterday and what we expected yesterday. The chart we are viewing is an 1 hour chart. That means all the single candlestick here represents 1 hour. Whenever I place the cursor on any particular candlestick, you can see the date and time below. All these vertical dotted lines indicates the price opening and closing for the respective days. You can see this long red color drop down candlestick that indicates yesterday's price opening, which shows that the market opened somewhere around 6240s. We call it as a spike down opening because you would have seen the LTP trading somewhere around 6020 zones. What we expected yesterday was we expected that crude has got the potential to stay in uptrend till 6000 zone, and we had marked all the support lines 6160. Since why, why we took this as a support, because it found a resistance earlier and we had marked all the support lines. So till 6000, the major psychological zone, we expected crude to stay in buying. And in order for the market to gain buying momentum, initially we expected the market to satisfy a simple criteria. What was that? If you missed our previous presentation, please go back and watch in our website www.onlinecommoditytradingmcx.com. We are uploading all these videos in our website. So what we expected was that we expected that in order for the crude market to maintain its momentum, so we know there will be some profit taking. A single day closing like what happened on 8th, just it can give us an indication that there is some selling happening on the top. That was actually maybe because of some profit taking, because we know crude was straight away bouncing back from 5600 zones. So we expected that in order for crude oil to maintain and continue its uptrend, it should put a closing above 6200 and 220 zones, so that we will get a clear direction that market is still on the upper side. Now we will go and see what happened yesterday. So after the price opening, you can see that the candle was taking a resistance. So we had drawn a resistance line around 6212. As we always say, that support and resistance is not a single line, it is a zone. You cannot expect support and resistance to be a single price point. It is a zone. So it found a resistance here. You can see so many times, as I told you, every single candlestick represents 1 hour. You can see that the price was taking some resistance here and it provided a drop, came down till 6170s. Then you can see that the market gave a bounce back and it broke this and tried to put something above 6216 in this zone, the support zone, because on the previous day, if you see, the price after testing this 6212, it gave a clear bounce back. So in the same way, it tried to break this, and again at the next candlestick, if you see that it came down and tested this particular zone and tried to stay above this area, but it couldn't do that. So there was a failure to stand above this because there is some selling happening here. So what happened was the price came down and tested at the key support zone which we had marked. Exactly after, you can see that it came down the leg of the candlestick. You can see the shadow, you may call it as a wig also. After entering and coming down into the support zone, it gave a bounce back. It went straight away and it tried to test the high it created earlier. Why this is happening? Because we know this is a major support. So we had identified the key support and resistance zone earlier. So for your kind reference, we are doing it everything before the market open. So before the price opening of the market, so it came down, tested the support zone and gave a clear bounce back, and it tried to put something again above 6200. Like us, all the traders expected the market should put something above 6200 zones and 220 in order for the market to get to pull lot of buyers. Why we are doing this? Because if there is a closing above 6220, it can attract lot of buyers. So if it attracts lot of buyers, so the momentum of the price can move up. So that is a simple reason. So the price couldn't sustain and stay above that, consolidated here, and closed very near the zone. So almost it closed very near to the zone and providing it, showing us that it is all equal. But the positive sign is, you can see that on seeing the price action, every time the market fails, that is every time when the price drops, it's providing a bounce back. You can see that simply you can identify that by seeing the color of the candlestick, a black color. So every time it shows, even the major failure like this, the price suddenly dropped and the next you can see it gave a bounce back. It means that both the buying and selling or buyers and sellers are equal. So they are trying to sell on top and also the buyers are ready to support at the bottom. So the price closed somewhere near 6210, the key expected zone. So what we are going to do today? So in order to guide us better, we had identified and drawn a trend line. How we had drawn a trend line? Let's see that. By connecting the 2 points, we had drawn a trend line, the low that was created on 1st of July, from where the price picked up the momentum 5720. We picked that point, and by connecting the low with the low that happened on yesterday, just I am moving it, the low that happened on yesterday, you can see just by connecting these 2 points we had drawn a trend line. So this should be the path of the trend. If the price is likely to continue and stay in line with this short term trend, if it is going to continue in line and stay within this trend, it will follow this trend line without breaking it. And also it shows that if the price opens somewhere here, the trend is within the key zone what we are expecting. So today's price opening is going to play a key role. There is a bit of surprise. We can expect the price to open above the high, above the yesterday's high. So that is 6230. This is based on Mcx price direction. We are predicting the price opening that may be subjected to changes based on where the rupee is going to open also. So nowadays rupee is playing a major role in deciding the volatility and the direction of the commodities. So you should kindly follow the rupee factor also. So now you can see that if the price opens above the yesterday's high, then it will all again pull a lot of buyers. Today we have crude oil inventory report and some few newses after 10 o'clock also. So that can provide us a clear momentum. Today also we are expecting the same thing. Since the price opening is going to support buyers, we expect that crude has got the potential to stay in uptrend. But same criteria, it should break this 6260 and put a closing above 6260, the key resistance zone, the next level of resistance. So that what we can expect is that we can expect that the price will follow the trend line what we had identified. Till what zone you can go for buying, there is no change in that. Till this 6000, the major psychological zone, we expect crude to continue and stay in buying. Even if it breaks it, it will bounce back from all the points wherever we had marked, just like what happened like on 6160, 6200, everywhere we had marked, the market had provided a very very clear bounce back. So this is a very potential of the reason why we follow support and resistance, why we make this presentation very simple. So today's expected price opening is going to be around just above the high, yesterday's high. We can expect that. And also the key resistance zone, the target zone, we had already marked everything, the market high that I had created earlier. So it should cross all these stages one by one. So let's see what's going to happen during the trading session. And thanks a lot for watching our videos. Point to be noted, we have a major news around 11:30 FOMC meeting. So you have some lot of news coming the later late night session. So thanks a lot for watching our videos. Happy trading.